If we can turn back the clock of time, if we can rotate it back almost 20 years ago,
what a real Donnybrook that's going to be. Nicely executed and down to the canvas. Here comes, all hell's going to break loose now. Anything moves here.
Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I the thorn in your eye?
Welcome to another edition of the Atomic Dropcast, your weekly knee to the ass bone for your ear holes. I'm Brian, and alongside my co-host, Mikey.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. What we're doing here is we're taking a look back at the wrestling from our childhood from a new perspective as adults. We're recapping the action, and we're giving you guys another look at the wrestling and the angles of yesteryear.
This week, it's Monday Night Raw number 205, pre-taped and then broadcasted on April 14th, 1997.
That's right. We're coming live from Muncie, Indiana, the Worthen Arena, same place as last week. We're also coming live from Johannesburg, South Africa. I keep on saying live, but we're taped. We're also in Johannesburg, South Africa, with an attendance of over 13,000, and we're also in Kuwait.
Because we all know those three time zones link up perfectly.
Yes. So clearly we are not live, and clearly the Bret Hart promo that we'll get to is the only thing going on in Kuwait.
And clearly it's not even the simulcast they're trying to sell it as. There are so many edits in this motherfucker. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, front to back. It's pretty ridiculous, but I'm looking forward to it. Another episode of the Atomic Dropcast coming at you. Raw 205. We are halfway through April. Brian, how you feeling?
Halfway to drunk, because it took several more drinks to get through this episode than most.
Amen. I'm with you on that.
Raw is technical difficulties.
Yes. Before we get to the podcast, I just want to mention that this podcast will be presented in the most complete form possible due to the original production technical difficulties.
I have a feeling when that first popped up on the network, I had a feeling, did Sid write that sentence?
Sid has moved on. He's moved from active worker to production truck.
When you need someone to write copy, who do you call? Copy Sid.
Syntax Sid.
AKA Softball Sid.
Softball Sid, Mr. AKA No Fly Zone.
AKA Mr. TSA.
The TSA haters all over the world. No, we'll get into that. That's mentioned in commentary again later, but still no sign from Sid.
MIA Sid.
There you go. That's the next shirt. Atomic Dropcast.
Speaking of shirts, a couple new ones up. El Moscow. Everyone go get it. I might actually buy one myself because it's probably one of my proudest moments in t-shirt design.
I think that the podcast is just an excuse for you to make t-shirts.
100%. And also, we just posted up the first t-shirt from Atomic Dropcast that will feature both mine and Mikey's likeness. It's a collaboration between Z-Man Zilla's art and my trashy graphic design. And we have the Sharpshooter t-shirt.
Ooh.
AtomicDropcast.com. Click on shop.
That's right. We got all kinds of new stuff. We got the Sharpshooter tee. We got El Moscow, the Russian luchador. We got Lucha Libre, and you don't know what that means. We got La Furnace. We've got the new BJs. Folks, we've got a shirt for every episode of the podcast.
The pursed lips tee.
The pursed lips of the new BJs.
We get all kind of ridiculousness. Go buy something.
Brian, what's your favorite shirt at the Atomic Drop Shop?
Oh, man, if you'd asked me this prior to a couple days ago, I might have a different answer. But right now, 100% El Moscow. Like
El Moscow is super hot for me.
It looks like it would be a real piece of merch for a real fake wrestler.
There you go. I'm also into the La Furnace.
The furnace is great. In my drunk stupor that I designed that in, I don't know how I got to the G.I. Joe idea
logo.
Yeah, but for whatever reason in my head, it made sense at the time. So I was like, let's do it.
Just go with it. I like it. So yeah, folks, check it out. theatomicdropcast.com/drop shop.
Bog bog.
We are here for Raw 205, and guys, let's get right into it. We're opening up with the technical difficulties logo, followed by the Raw opening video. We are TV 14 again this week, back from down from the MA rating last week.
Yeah, they do bleep all the curses in this.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I don't know. It's weird because I did, as usual, I jumped over and I watched the Nitro from the same night. And I will say, wow, way better show.
Nitro was a better show.
I mean, I could list off the matches and shit, and it wouldn't sound that impressive, but just kind of flipping through it, way better show.
Well, good. Well, not good. Not good for us. Because we both sat through the shit show, though.
Well, we know who wins in the end, though.
We certainly do. After the Raw opening video, we get the commentary team from America. Vince McMahon and Jim Cornette are in Muncie, Indiana.
Our first live instance
of Jim Cornette. Yeah, I'm glad to see him. We've got in commentary in Johannesburg, Jim Ross and the Honky Tonk Man.
It's just a Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man is a staple here on the Atomic Dropcast.
You've made a comment very similar to this, but if anyone had came to me and told me that in the dawn of the Attitude Era, that Honky Tonk Man was such a staple, I would never have believed it.
Not at all.
But this dude is everywhere.
Every week we get Honky Tonk Man faking he's going to play a song.
They just want to hear me sing.
They just want to hear me sing, Mr. McMahon.
Another shirt you can get on atomicdropcast.com.
So we get the Legion of Doom, followed by the Godwins entrances here. We find out the LOD is going to face the Godwins based on last week's shenanigans when we saw the Godwins slop the Legion of Doom on accident when Owen and the Bulldog had ducked underneath the attack.
That drive-by slopping.
Drive-by slopping.
That's my Cornette impression.
Taking it to the streets.
It was a Chicago drive-by slopping. Or it was a Muncie.
A Muncie.
Yeah.
A Muncie, Indiana, yeah.
Oh, no, it's Indiana. Maybe that was a Gary, Indiana drive-by slopping.
There you go. That's about as bad as it gets in Indiana. So we get clips of last week. As we had said, it led to a brawl between the two teams, and here we are with a match.
Well, hold on. And we mentioned last week, you brought up that whole gag of the duck and the slop that we would come to lovingly know as the drive-by slopping. Possible new T-shirt, folks. You mentioned that it was like a very Benny Hill kind of moment that you expected, like the Benny Hill music to play.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if it's due to the technical difficulties or if it is a licensing issue, or if just in the massive archives WWF keeps in that warehouse, they keep all the caskets and all the signs and the thises and that's. If someone just forgot to keep any of the Godwins theme songs ever.
Oh, this one was terrible. I laughed out loud.
I went and watched two of them that I could find. The first and the second that was said to be a very rare one. And the thing that played was neither of them.
Yeah.
And it felt like the hillbilly version of Benny Hill.
That's exactly. It was the banjo version.
Yes, exactly.
And we don't get Hillbilly Jim anyway.
Exactly.
So Legion of Doom and the Godwins come out. Legion of Doom, remember, are the number one contenders for the tag titles. They will face Owen and Bulldog at the pay-per-view. Whoop, whoop.
Revenge of the Taker. Creatures.
Creatures of the night. Remember, folks, this is the go-home show to In Your House.
Oh, Jesus.
Somehow, some way.
What does this say about what that's going to be?
I don't know if we've rated a show in the last 3 weeks above a 2.
No,
but
probably not.
It might happen here. Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, unless we're rating it based on technical difficulty, because then it's a 5 out of 5.
5 stars. Right off the rip, we're getting technical difficulties, and that's on the American side. Our commentary team is very low off the start, and they finally pick it back up. Hawk and Phineas start the match off, and Hawk is no-selling everything.
Oh man, the most brutal pile driver. Nothing happened.
Takes a back bump off the elbow, stands up. Takes a pile driver to the head and beats Phineas to his feet. What the fuck?
He thinks he's in Minneapolis, but he thinks where they're from. Not where they're from.
Chicago.
He thinks AWA. He thinks he's in AWA again, and whatever that fuck that's from.
He thinks people are gonna pop for it, and like 10 do.
But here's the thing too, and this will carry on throughout. This Muncie crowd, they're as live as they're gonna get in this whole 2 hours,
especially for a match like this. Yeah.
First thing I recognized off rip as soon as this match started, I was like, "Oh, that big ass blood stain. That's from the Ken Shamrock, that other guy deal. Like this is not a new arena." And then I started noticing people against the hard camera. I started noticing fans from the other show. So I was like, "All right, this has been filmed after the last live Raw we saw."
Right.
These people are fucking tired, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fact. I can't state that for a fact, but I have to assume that is also the case.
Well, the only reason, so initially I thought, okay, maybe this was filmed before, but again, the blood stain is already there
from the Shamrock deal. Gotcha.
And it's a pretty prevalent one. And then I was like, all right, well, maybe they broke it up. Maybe some of this happened in like those odd commercial spots. I didn't go back to check commercials, but here's the thing: we get later on into a Mankind deal. These people have clearly seen what's happened before.
Yeah, they're not too excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, what is presented to them here that we see as live or simulcast or whatever is probably only about an extra 40 minutes to their event.
Right, because it's broken up between 2 different shows, and a lot of it's in Africa.
So they probably only had to sit through a little bit extra, and for most people, they were probably cool with that being more for their money. But I think we'll see later, even with Austin, I think like just like the shine is off. Like you don't have these huge pops because they've already seen all of these people.
Yeah, this is the second or third time they've seen him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha. I do enjoy Cornette on commentary here.
Me too.
He's a new perspective. He always sounds like he's going to have a coronary. It's great.
He's like Honky mixed with King all together.
Yeah, but not as vile. But
he's like middle of the road of the two.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Later in the match, Hawk misses a corner bump, flies out of the ring.
Oh, it was nasty.
Yeah, he didn't land very well. Nonetheless, this is finally an entire match without a cut-in.
Well, unfortunately, we'll see more of that later when they could have used some.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually yearning for some. But not only do we have no cut-in here, we also have a card without a enhancement talent.
Oh, shit, I didn't even notice that. Well, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Why would you ship enhancement over to
South Africa? Yeah, no doubt.
Also, speaking of WCW, because I did flip through that, I do know it popped up on Nitro here and there, but I was very surprised. One of their matches was Ultimo Dragon versus some no-name enhancement.
Oh, there you go. Usually it's not on Nitro. It's usually on Saturday night or Saturday morning or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Odd point Nitro. 6 is the cruiserweight champ, so of course you take one of your real cruiserweights and put the TV title on them. But they're coming from Philadelphia, so there's some ECW fan impresarios in the crowd, which is fun. And just, man, I don't know, just like even just flipping through it, like just way more exciting show than what I sat through. Yeah, I have nothing to compare it to, but I definitely can see how Ultimo Dragon versus anybody would be more exciting than the Godwins and the Legion of Doom.
Well, you don't even want to hear some of the other matches like Rey Mysterio Jr. versus a freshly unmasked Juventud.
Oh, there you go. Now I'm envious.
I didn't watch it. I didn't have the time. Their runtime for I believe still 2-hour Nitro is longer, like less commercials than Raw's. This Raw was 130 without the commercials.
Yeah, their owner also owns a network.
That's very, very true.
but they're full bore, and WWF is not yet.
That's very true. Vince is still playing it safe. He's scared money right now.
Absolutely. Austin's on the rise, and not until he is a megastar does he really uncap the wallet, so to speak.
Yeah, because at that point, fuck the wallet. He can write checks on his back. Like, it's just whatever. Like, shit's just flying off the shelf.
No doubt. Money is everywhere. Pay-per-views, video games, merchandise. It's unreal.
All of which WCW never could really capitalize on.
No, they were terrible at merchandising, according to the things I've heard.
Yo, welcome to the Big Boy Shopping Network, and if we got a steal for you, that steal, you idiot, you mad boy, we've got it. It's the Total Package Lex Luger official t-shirt. It's durable, it's 100% cotton. As you can see, it even holds up under the rack.
Get your Lex Luger t-shirt for only $22. Just call 1-800-WCW-8661.
You don't know how.
Bulldog and Owen eventually come down to the ring for this match. Bulldog hits Animal in the back of the head with a tag team championship. Henry pins Animal for the win. Cornette cannot believe it.
It's quite the light tap.
It is. It's not a very good match. It's not a very good finish, but there you have it.
For the only part of this card that has some pretty decent audio, you don't hear that shit at all.
No, you don't hear anything from it. Yeah, you just boom, and the Animal turns around a little bit and gets cradled up.
How did you feel on this match? How did you feel about both LOD and the Godwins being babyface?
It wasn't bad. I think they kind of made the Godwins more babyface than the LOD.
They did, but the crowd was clearly behind LOD.
They were, yeah. They got the chants and everything.
Yeah, or like the most lackluster chants.
LOD. They were still trying to work up that DLO.
That's all it is.
Yep, they're just saying, where is D-Lo? We cut from there to Johannesburg, where we see 2 weeks ago, Jesse Jimmy Jam James smashes Honky Tonk Man's guitar on the ring. You like that?
They cut out the part where he bludgeons himself with a piece of it.
They did, finally. We get Hunter Hearst Helmsley's theme, and he starts coming to the ring before they cut to WrestleMania 13 clips of Chyna manhandling Marlena and Triple H pedigreeing and pinning Goldust.
Let's not forget that was a thing.
It happened, folks. Keep in mind, it did happen. So then we get our match. We're going to get Jesse James, who doesn't get an entrance, and
you know what that means.
He's going to go one-on-one with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who has Chyna by his side. There is no commentary for this whole deal, other than like 5 minutes here and there. And it's kind of like watching a house show match.
It really is.
And keep in mind, folks, this is presented in the most complete form because of technical difficulties.
Now, here, all right, so this is something I would not normally do, but the technical difficulties of this whole deal intrigued me. And I think because the wrestling we have been subjected to in this experiment has been way less than I remember it being. I tend to like focus on the minutia, and the technical difficulties was one of those things. So I got looking around trying to find out about it, and I really couldn't find much. But I'm gonna give a quick plug and a shout out to Scott's Blog of Doom, which I've never seen before until an hour or so ago. And it is at blogofdoom.com. And he has the Smark rant of WWF Monday Night Raw for this night, 4/14/97. So I kind of skimmed through it, seeing if anyone had any information that would be public through, all the different channels that are available these days. And I don't, he mentions it a bunch, but it looks like in his review, he is dealing with the same network garbage that we are. But in a comment, this is from 7 months ago. It's from a commenter on blogofdoom.com, Rad TKE. He says, okay, powered through this one last night. The original version from USA via my VHS archives. So I bit right there. I was like, all right, what's this guy got to say? You're better off for missing the commentary during Triple H versus James. Still better than nowadays, parentheses. Commentary includes discussion about Honky's heirloom.
Guitar.
He spells it exactly that way, heirloom. Speculation on whether Honky actually has a protege.
Oh.
Honky arguing with JR about monkey burgers and ostrich medallions. Which I would have liked to have heard that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what monkey burgers are, but I'm pretty hungry.
Hey, Cornette talking current events to seem live, like Tiger Woods' Masters win, and a guy jumping out of his plane and parachute not opening.
Oh, goodness.
No idea what that's in reference to. And he continues, a terrible delivery by Cornette of Groucho Marx's elephant in the pajamas joke. Are you familiar with that joke?
I am not.
Last night I shot an elephant in my pajamas. What he was doing in my pajamas, I'll never know. Something to that extent. And as Rad TKE tells us, which Vince then goes on to tell Cornette that the elephant had plenty of room.
Oh, my goodness.
So we missed a Vince little dick joke.
Oh, that's terrible.
Honky talking about the women being the best in the USA, but talking about being partial to China's black hair.
She looked like she went through a drying machine, like he dried turkey or beef jerky.
She looked like she went through South African customs.
She looks rough. This match was all right. It was very long. It's a lot of rest holds.
Everything on this card.
Yeah, pretty much. Crowd's not hot for it. So they actually boo the match a few times. Jesse James actually hulks up by dancing. Did you see this?
I fucking hated it.
Every time he gets a punch, he's wiggling a little more. He's trying to steal Flash Funk's gimmick now.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And then the 10 count punch. Oh.
Yep. And we see the Ric Flair spots where he's about to power slam Triple H off the top rope.
Yep.
He fails, but yeah. Overall, not a great match. It was decent. It went too long for me, as did most of this.
Yeah, this match was 14:52. It went 15 minutes too long.
Commentary gets back at the finish. Honky Tonk Man gets up and goes to the ring. He sweeps the leg of Jesse James from the outside, distracting him momentarily. When James turns around to yell at him and reach for him, Honky Tonk Man throat punch Thursdays him. He turns around and Triple H pedigrees him 1, 2, 3.
It is the weakest trip ever.
Yes. And he winds up like a 1930s baseball player.
Well, Marlena trips people better. Sensational Sherry trips people better. Sable throws better kicks than that punch he threw. It's garbage.
After the match, Jesse James grabs the mic. He said he's ready for Honky Tonk Man's mystery man on Sunday, his protege. But for now, shake, rattle, and roll your way into this ring and get beat up. Honky Tonk Man acts like he's going to get in and then dips out at the last second.
Oh yeah, but he milks it. That goes on for way too long. He takes off his rhinestoned fake Intercontinental title, which I didn't know he wore.
No, I didn't either until I saw that.
I thought it was just a
part of the suit.
There, cummerbund kind of sewn in deal. He unzips his jumpsuit and starts to take it off. Like, it goes on way too long for nothing to happen. But there is
just to psych him out. Yeah,
there is a great line in there right before he leaves the commentary table. He goes, "Shut up, you redhead." Shut up, you redheads. Oh, damn it. Shut up, you red hair stepchild.
Red-headed stepchild.
Did he say headed?
Yeah.
That's what kept stumbling me. I kept wanting to say headed. I wrote red hair stepchild.
Oh, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I thought he said headed, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's all throughout this card. I think in this moment, we haven't seen Sid in a couple weeks. I think he's in the writer's room.
He's telling you he's moving up the ladder.
I think it's him and Russo. And Russo's like, hey, bro, I'm telling you, bro, you have the best promo, bro.
I understand, bro. I'm not your but man friend.
I am the master and the ruler and the commander and the conqueror of the promo.
Vince Russo, my friend. Let me tell you, my friend. After I beat the Undertaker and his creatures, my friend. Yeah, let's go back to that gimmick.
Well, Syntax Sid strikes again. He's not even on the card, man.
That's it. After the match, we get a coming up tonight where we see Bret Hart promo, Austin promo, Crush versus Ahmed, and Sable's ass.
I'm about to say, more importantly, I wrote down Sable's ass and some matches.
I don't even see it. We only saw one match. It's a weird show, man.
Hey, man, the production value of this, it's hackneyed to say the least.
Especially in South Africa and Kuwait.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, even the editing, they clearly filmed the Muncie stuff the week prior, so that was already in the can. And then I'm not sure the exact date of the South African deal, but I would hope they gave themselves a tiny bit of time to edit this together. I mean, it's
and they put it outdoors, which didn't help anybody.
That really killed the crowd. And then on top of you having audio issues, it's tough.
Great. So we cut to a commercial break there, and we come back to an African dance outside of a hotel, apparently. And Rocky Maivia is there because
Rocky.
he's South African suddenly.
Yeah. Everyone of color, this is the motherland.
That's what if you listen to Farouk, that's the case.
The most incredibly white place in Africa.
Yes.
It's the motherland now. What's up?
I was in London last year at a independent show, and there was a wrestler from South Africa. He was as white as you would see a guy from Scotland.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where they all came from.
Hey, no. Shout outs to Mercif. Next, we see Rocky Maivia coming out to the ring, followed by Savio Vega, who he's going to go one-on-one with. But I will say that Savio Vega's entrance almost appeared to be a D'Lo Brown entrance.
I wrote down D'Lo on point.
No shit. The aisle is narrow. He leads the way for the nation, and the camera is focused on him. He's got the mean face on. He's got the head wiggle a little bit. He's showing some. A little some. I
mean, they are in the ultra militarized South Africa, and let's be fair, he does kind of look like a tank.
He looks the part. That's right. There's no PG-13 here, but we get the audio.
Oh God! I will say their recorded audio is better than hearing them rap over their recorded audio.
That's because anything live is never really that good.
And they can't sync with it. Like, just give them an instrumental version when you're gonna drag them out.
Right. 10 seconds into this match, it is match of the night so far. At least for me. That's before I realized it was going to go 20 minutes.
The brightest spot on this entire card happens during this match, but it's not the match.
Is it the Ahmed deal?
It's everything that begins and ends surrounding the Ahmed deal.
What's that?
So Ahmed, we go to an Ahmed cutaway. JR leads in and he says a bunch of whatever, who cares? And he asks Ahmed, you planning on bringing that 2x4 to the ring with you? Ahmed says, you think I would come without it?
Okay.
Which, here's the thing. Ahmed, yes, normally carries a 2x4 for sure.
Yeah, but he sounds like he's playing heel.
Well, but that's not a fucking 2x4 either.
No, what is it?
at best like a 3x6.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's got a lot more width and girth. It looks like a 3x6, but it's a lot darker than American lumber.
That's what she said.
So they didn't ship that over. But for the first time, I don't know why now, unless I've mentioned it before, first time in this, I was like, I wonder what Hacksaw feels about this.
You're wrong, Brian. Any piece of wood in wrestling is a 2x4. I don't care what it measures. It's a 2x4.
Well, hold on. You're wrong, because this is the WWF, sir, and any piece of wood is a equalizer.
It's an equalizer. Do you think I'd come without it? Okay. As if Ahmed's voice wasn't bad enough, he has his hands in front of between him and the mic.
He's trying to match quality with that super sweet South Africa promo by Brett.
We get, I walk it like I talk it, Jim Ross. And then right as it's about to cut out, Honky says, "You're going down."
That was the best fucking... Ahmed, you're going down.
And it cuts out. He's like, "Yes."
Honky Tonk Man is the OG internet troll before internet trolls.
He is a meme.
But then it keeps getting better. Then Vince and Jim Cornette cut back in, and Cornette drops a hooked on Ebonics line.
Yeah. They have any Ebonics classes over there in South Africa? Because I'm sure Ahmed could use one.
That would be extremely problematic in 2018.
Oh, huge. Yeah.
But let's be fair, folks. We've been here. This is episode, 16, 17 now? We've been here. We've sat through it. We've watched it. The man can't. He does not speak Ebonics, in my opinion. But the man can't talk.
No, he can't talk at all. I've never seen a man who can't talk get so much mic time. Oh, wait. Sid.
Hey. Again, Sid's right in the promo. So Ahmed gets, for a match, this match is 17 minutes and 35 seconds. So, of course, I have to say it was 20 minutes too long. But Ahmed gets a solid 5 minutes of this.
Oh, absolutely. He's pretty good as far as entertainment quality goes.
There is, right before I jumped the gun. Right before the Ahmed cutaway, there is probably the most distasteful joke. Vince cuts in and starts saying something, and he asks Honky something. Honky's like, "Oh, you be quiet, Mac man." And he goes on. He's like, "What's that thing they got going over here, JR? Something about how you part your hair." And Jim Cornette jumps in. He's "Apartheid, you idiot." Apartheid was a very terrible time in South African history.
It doesn't matter. Google it, people.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's some super racist shit. It's the South African white people running out the natives, and it goes so much further. I'll mention it later. I mentioned it last week. That Truth Commission thing falls into it. Yeah,
and we'll see that again here tonight. So in this match, Savio's pretty good. It seems like I only like about half of his matches. I don't know if he's off and on or if he just has to carry everyone.
It feels a little bit of both, but at this point, for what we've seen, you would feel Rocky wouldn't be that bad.
Right. Farouk comes down to the ring, arm in a sling. Fans boo him loudly, but he's not involved right away. He kind of just stands there and just cheers him on.
The weirdest thing in this whole card. I didn't understand why he came down to do abjectly nothing.
He's there to support his man.
But why not just come out with the nation?
Oh, because he's more important. He comes out when he's got time.
Okay. Touche.
Rock hits what we've seen, the first rock bottom ever.
I went and looked into it from everything I could find. It's not even just the first for us. Yeah, first period.
That's awesome. I saw him hook it, and I was like, "Oh my god, is he gonna rock bottom his ass?" And sure as shit,
JR calls it a high impact move.
Oh, what a move! Rock ends up hitting a nice crossbody after the fact, but Savio Vega ends up winning with a roll up and a pulling of the tights. Wow, the tights. After he reverses a shoulder breaker. The entire nation attacks Rocky Maivia after the match, but here comes Ahmed with the 2x4 to clear the ring, and it saves Rocky.
As Honky says, Ahmed Joseph's going ballistic.
Oh, Mr. Joseph.
Possible new t-shirt.
From there, we cut to a commercial, folks, and that is it for the first hour of Raw.
The longest hour of Raw.
So it is that time, folks. Time for rumors. First things first, the most reprehensible award goes to WCW this year for the handling of Scott Hall's hiatus. As we know, Hall has been gone for a few weeks now, dealing with personal problems, both in marriage and with apparent vices that Kevin Nash stayed on Nitro 6 days earlier that are far more important than wrestling. However, WCW has never addressed the fans who are buying the pay-per-view the fact that they knew in weeks in advance that Hall was not going to be there, continued to advertise him on all advertising.
On the same episode of Nitro that links up with this one, right up into the main event, although he's not scheduled to wrestle, right up into the main event, they keep saying, we haven't seen Hall yet. Is Hall here? I think Hall's here. Is Hall here?
There you go. So they know he's not there. They know he's going through some things. But they're still playing it up. It's pretty, I guess, distasteful to the fans.
Do you know who he was supposed to face?
I don't.
Okay.
Arn Anderson's neck surgery to fuse discs were scheduled for April the 8th. He'll be out a minimum of 6 months if he can return. We will later find out that he cannot and that he is going to retire.
The most surprising thing about that is that Arn Anderson has a neck. Because I've never seen it.
Well, unfortunately, he did break it, and I believe that that's the end of his career. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't do a lot of fact checking here on the Atomic Dropcast.
Hey!
I rely on my shitty memory, and
it's failed us many times.
It sure has.
Both mine and yours.
We also get that on Sunny's gossip hotline. She's talking about Cornette managing Furnace and LaFon.
Oh shit!
Because why wouldn't we give away a heel turn before we do it?
Oh yeah, right. All right, so that would be, he's from Kentucky, so that would be the Can-Am Ken Express?
The Can-Am construction. What? I don't know.
Well, we know Cornette loves tag teams with Express at the end of their name.
There you go. The Can-Am Express. She also said that Brett would challenge again for the Intercontinental title from Rocky, and that a fourth member of the Hart Foundation would be a man who started his career in Stampede Wrestling. Dave Meltzer expects it to be Brian Pillman.
Yeah. And he's been out with an injury for a while, right?
Yes.
But that could go either way, because, I mean, it could fucking be Anvil, too.
I think it's going to be Anvil. And Meltzer's going to be disappointed. Outside of Sonny's report, we also find out that Bret Hart's episode of The Simpsons will be on April the 27th. That's exciting stuff, I guess, for the time.
Sure.
And Yokozuna will be back this summer with tons of weight shed.
Do we actually see that?
I don't think he ever comes back, and he did not shed a lot of weight.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. So that's it for rumors this week on the Atomic Dropcast.
If we can turn back the clock of time, if we can rotate it back almost 20 years
What a real Donnybrook that's going to be. Atomic drop and homies over the nicely executed. And down to the cabin. Here comes out. Get on your feet. Got another show to go. Together now. All hell's going to break loose now. Anything goes here.
We're back on the war zone.
And Mo Fireworks.
Quickly, we are in South Africa, and Honky Tonk Man announces that his girl getter is frozen.
I started to write that down. I didn't want to I didn't want to rewind it. So I'm glad you did.
The girl getter.
Apparently, South Africa's cold this time of year.
Well, they said it was okay during the day, and it got colder as the night went on, so now they're stuck in it. Last week on Raw, they showed when Austin got his match with Brett for the pay-per-view by stepping in and facing Mankind when Sid missed his flight yet again.
Oh, TSA Sid.
TSA SID.
Hey.
They also showed a clip of Owen and Bulldog last week talking about Austin, how he better not do anything to Brett or say anything about Brett. Ridiculous.
They're very protective about what people say about Brett.
They are, but more importantly, Sid is still missing, Brian.
Unsolved mystery.
I think we need to send out the mystery signal.
Well, here's the thing, though. Can we spare the manpower to find Sid when we're still looking for Nathan Arnold?
Yeah, that's true. Those milk cartons they are in production, and hopefully in the next 20 years we can find the guy who's been missing for 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beast. The problem is Nathan Arnold. Man, it's a pretty common name, apparently. We're having a tough time over here at Atomic Dropcast Mystery Solvers.
Yes. If we don't find him on Facebook, we give up right away.
Right away.
Anyway, Austin comes down to the ring. It's promo time with Vince McMahon. And he basically just says that he had the leverage with Gorilla Monsoon last week. So he took advantage of it. And he finally got the match he wanted. Finally, 3 weeks after he had that exact match. He says he's going to beat Brett's ass. He's going to get his revenge, win, lose, or draw, and he will beat the hell out of Brett. And can't no one stop him. Brett's time has come. It's gone. And as he's leaving, Vince says, because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, in the most labored fashion he possibly could. It almost as if to say, you forgot this part, bud. Yeah, you forgot a line. Oh, let me get it in there. Because Stone Cold said so. I want to sell some T-shirts, pal. There's another, I didn't really take much note of this because although it was a solid Austin promo, nothing really stood out too crazy about it. I felt like Vince was his biggest obstacle in getting through this promo. Every time he'd take a pause, Vince would feel the need to interject something that would kind of derail him.
Yeah.
I did find the Brett's copying me thing a little weird. Like he didn't have enough examples to really tie it in like I think he was intending. But solid Austin promo. There you go.
I kind of felt the same way. I'm not exactly hyped for this match like I was WrestleMania because I know WrestleMania was a classic going in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, too, I think at this point, second hour, this is top of the second hour, I think we possibly could have started out at the excitement for this match. I'm sorry. All right. This is the go home. We could have possibly started out at the South African Johannesburg level of excitement, but by this point in the night, they've lulled us into the Muncie, Indiana level of excitement.
Right.
Because they didn't, as mentioned at the top of the show, they didn't even really pop for Austin that hard.
And everybody pops for Austin.
Well, exactly. But this is the second, third, fourth time they've seen him tonight. Like, of course they didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be sick of seeing him too. Meanwhile, in South Africa, the Sultan is in the ring. He kind of gets an entrance, and no one knows what that means. His music's playing. They kind of talk about him, but they don't really give his shout and give his info.
Oh, but is there live commentary at this moment, though?
There is.
Okay. All right.
Goldust entrance, and he is painted like a cat tonight.
He's a South African cat.
He's a cheetah.
Rawr.
Ooh, rawr. So right after Goldust entrance, it's Goldust versus the Sultan, and we cut to commercial.
Well, right before, what do we get later tonight? Mo ass.
There it is.
Every interstitial of this program leading into commercial are coming back out. They flash you a bit of slammy ass.
Don't forget, there's going to be half naked women later. Don't forget.
Hey.
Don't forget. Yeah. It's what is it? It's like they're just trying to trap you into staying.
Yeah, if you put all the teasers together, you got way more than you get when they do show it to you.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I'm just noticing back to Gold Dust and the cheetah African cat deal. I'm just noticing his, not only is it his face paint, his robe actually has a touch of cheetah print here and there.
Oh, does it? I did not see that.
As it's playing now, as we're speaking, I just happened to catch a few of those little, random dots.
Every time we go to Africa, there's no commentary for some reason. You'd think they'd go over and do voiceovers after the fact.
Well, see, here's the weird part. I'm pretty sure they did over the majority of this show. There, especially as we move along later, there's certainly some instances where it's a clear dub over. Complete change in tone, complete change in quality. But only thing I can think is it was just too late in the game. I think they were selling something that
gotcha.
They realized they couldn't cash in on.
Yeah. This match only goes about 3 or 4 minutes.
Thank God.
And half the match is defined by WWE Network. It's just Gold Dust entrance.
Which, hey, I like both of these guys. But at this point, anytime you cut to South Africa, I'm just ready to see rest holds.
Yeah, and this one was not good, even though I do like both these guys. It was slow and boring. Triple H interferes in the end, attacks Gold Dust from behind with China. Gold Dust wins by disqualification, but he's quickly put down by Sultan and Triple H, who spike pile driver him together.
So at this point, you've got Hunter Hearst Helmsley, China, the Sultan, no Bob Backlund, but you do have
the Iron
Sheik in there. So
Sheiky baby.
I think, as we're moving along, we know what's coming. I think, quite possibly this is like the beginning, kind of like a test trial of DX. This is Degeneration Hezbollah.
I like it.
It's a terrible joke, but a possible t-shirt.
That's awesome.
Speaking of Hezbollah, we go to Kuwait next. I don't know where Hezbollah's from, people.
Who knows? Yeah. They beat up Gold Dust, leave him in a heap in the middle of the ring. No one comes to save him. That's the end of that.
For two great performers, it feels like filler.
Yeah, it sure does. Bret Hart does a promo from some other backstage area. Obviously, this is just 3 interviews patched together.
But probably like the best Bret has sounded. Like,
if they would have done this with him on that 45-minute promo, it would have been terrific. Oh, yeah.
Well, and the editing was weird and like kind of off kilter.
Yep.
Because we commented on it last week. Some of that is from the original South African interview. The quality is weird, but they've kind of like with the editing and the stylistic choices have kind of like drowned out some of the annoyingness of the audio. But it's all quick clips. You know what it is? It's very Paul Heyman ECW style.
Yeah. Cut in here, cut in there, different angles. Yeah.
Kind of what it will later be known, I guess, as Russo's Smash TV.
Yeah. So Bret talks about how Stone Cold is the scum of the earth. He's going to beat him at pay-per-view. He talks about Shawn Michaels, says he's going to wrestle Austin one more time, and that's it. He's the best there is, the best there was, blah, 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 blah.
There's a hard bleep here when he's talking about Shawn. He says, Shawn, that little... It feels like a syllable. So I don't know if maybe it's on that side of the world. Maybe he calls him a cunt.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's an F in front of it before the bleep. So I don't know if he's in that little fuck.
Yeah.
It's definitely not multi-syllables. I don't think it's faggot, but
it definitely got over with the crowd.
Yeah, it's tough to say like what. Depending, I mean, he's in Kuwait, and they're pretty, Middle Eastern countries. They're pretty homophobic.
Yeah,
especially 20 years ago. Maybe that's so, but I don't know. I don't feel like Bret was the guy to really curse like.
No, but he's trying to get the heel gimmick over. I don't know. He's trying to be a face in all of these different countries in Kuwait and South Africa, but half the fans are still booing him because he's playing a heel on TV. Back in America, the Headbangers halfway get an entrance, and again, we still don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
This show is throwing us for a loop on knowing what that means.
Yeah, no one knows what anything means anymore. It's getting crazy.
It's a new day.
Yes, it is. Commentary sells dissension between Mankind and Vader. The clip shows last week on Raw when Vader cost Mankind the match against Austin.
Which for this audience, they have seen within the hour.
Yeah. Yeah, they saw it like 25 minutes ago because they don't have commercial breaks on live.
35 of the best.
Vince is still calling the Headbangers Mosh and Thrash. It's been 3 months. Him and Sonny both. Let me ask you this, Brian. I was thinking about it during this match. Why do you write something down, but you type something up?
Well, because the OG, I mean, it's probably helping whatever joke you're leading to, but yeah.
Oh, there's no joke. I just legitimate
when
thought.
you write something down, the paper's on the table. You're writing down on the table. In the OG days, I mean, it's still, I guess it affects a computer too, but when you would type something on a typewriter, the paper goes up.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be my thought.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's what this match made me do. Made me think about other
This
things.
whole card did, man. Like, I had so many tabs open. Nothing for a go home show. None of these matches feel like they mean
Nothing. They want you to get the pay-per-view to see anything happen, and that's really tough in 1997.
WWF is still on the old version.
Yep.
Of TV. Whereas WCW is they're up on what's current, what's popping. You know, somebody has a alcoholic drug problem and family issues, and you just keep selling them.
Sell those tickets, baby.
I think the only match in this entire deal that does anything for the pay-per-view is the opening match. LOD versus the Godwins on this card, but the interference is, of course, leading to LOD versus Owen and Bulldog.
Right. Which, yeah, that's fine and dandy, but are we going to see Triple H and Goldust again at this pay-per-view? I don't think so.
It's fucked up because bring Marlena back. You got China there. I said it a couple weeks ago. It's the most... That feud is one of the best feuds you have going.
Yeah. The other feud they worked on was Honky Tonk Man and Jesse James.
Oh, which who the fuck cares? Even in '97,
Exactly.
I turned the channel every time that jumpsuited moron was on television. Look, I don't like him. He's funny to like watch back now. I don't like him then. I don't like him now. He's a relic from the fucking '80s that shouldn't have been here.
He's entertaining as shit. That's what I think.
Now he is. But as a kid, when I took this shit serious, I fucking hated that fucking moron.
Are you telling me you don't take this serious? We're cutting this show off.
No, now I'm looking for shit to make fun of. That's about it. Because I've realized, like I said earlier, the wrestling is not what I remember it.
No, it's not up to par with the current product.
Hell, it's not at the par with the fucking product 2 years from now.
Yep. Not a bad match here. Short enough. Decent spots. Not exactly memorable, though.
Shout out to Kevin Dunn. Great fucking work showing Mosh kicking up the ring apron and going underneath. That's a great fucking spot. The idiot. Like, Jesus Christ.
To blow. Yeah.
Does no one smarten this asshole up on what's going on? So Mosh steps back on the ring apron after Kevin Dumbo ruins the shit and sprays mist, quote unquote, into Mankind's eyes, and now he's blind, of course. Yeah. And I heard the audio first. I was typing something and didn't see it, and I never wanted it back and looked up because I was like, "Oh shit, is this motherfucker stealing? Like, is he jacking the Muda gimmick?"
Yeah, he's got the mist gimmick.
But so I was expecting color.
Yeah, no color.
And, yeah, so it's fucking water.
It's water.
It's what will become the Triple H gimmick.
Yeah. There you go.
And it's so clear what it is. And my favorite line of the night is from Vince. and he says, "Mosh was some sort of liquid spewing from his mouth."
Some liquid into the face of mankind. Vader comes in after the headbangers are disqualified. Vader comes in, clears the ring, throws them out, and mankind, still blinded, attacks Vader with the mandible claw.
You can't tell the difference between either of the headbangers
And
Vader.
500 or 400 pound Vader.
I mean, the stink alone.
Oh yeah, you pick him out.
Maybe he thought he had his two middle fingers in the mouth of both headbangers at the same time.
There you go. They're all bald.
You know what? Fair point.
Back to Africa.
Oh,
The lights flash as they mention the Undertaker. Creatures of the night. His theme song hits.
I got so many problems with this.
Mankind will come face to face with a fire, which is the rage of the Undertaker. And when it's all said and done, mankind, and laying at my feet, then I will release the demons to torment you for all time. Mankind, you can never rest in peace. You can only burn in hell.
We've said before, Undertaker should not have too many words. And I don't think this crosses that line.
No,
But still, the shit he's saying sounds fucking corny.
it's hokey because the Undertaker should be a heel. It's a heel character, and when he's a face, he's especially when he's geared towards kids or teenagers.
Do you mean the creatures?
I mean the teenage creatures.
End all be all, man. This whole thing is just it's shitty.
It's very shitty. It's not conducive to the pay-per-view. It doesn't make me want to buy it. It doesn't do anything for me. From the Undertaker, terrible promo recorded over in Africa. We get Coliseum video promo for the Slammy Awards.
Best thing on the show all night.
Basically, it's just the Funkettes, Sonny, Marlena, and Sable just taking off all their clothes, wearing swimsuits.
It is all the ass and it is all the titties.
It's as far as I've ever seen WWF go at the time by a wide margin.
All right, so I looked into this further. You can still see some of the Slammies on the network.
Yeah.
It's not categorized under Slammies anymore. They're special edition Raws.
Oh, okay.
You cannot get 97 or 96.
After the Coliseum video promo of ass and titties, as the song goes.
Do you mean TNA?
Oh, TNA, like Impact Wrestling.
I think you mean High Impact Maneuver.
What a maneuver! We get the Commandant in the ring, and last week he told us that his crew would debut this week. Well, that didn't happen.
Which is fucked out because he probably filmed this shit before.
Yeah, so he goes to is he in the ring or is he on the stage? I don't remember.
He's in there's no stage here. South Africa is set up exactly camera-wise, ring-wise, like Madison Square Garden if ECW had ran it.
We get the Commandant in the ring, and basically he just says, "Hey, we're coming soon." So after his little spiel, which lasts about 2 minutes, not very good.
But you know what, though? At least it is shorter than the previous week.
Oh, absolutely. That was shit. No one was listening anyway. We get our main event of the night, Ahmed Johnson versus Crush. If you have missed it since 201 or 202 when we saw Savio and Ahmed, don't worry. Ahmed's back in the main event for a 20-minute banger with Crush.
And Wedgie Watch is in full effect 2018.
You're going down.
You're going down.
JR sums it up very well in the beginning of this match. He says, "This is not going to be a pretty matchup, folks. This is not going to be a technical masterpiece. Thank you, JR, for hitting the nail on the head."
He should have continued by saying, "This is not going to be watchable."
It was terrible. What kind of person books this as your main event?
God, like I get that this was your main event in South Africa. Sure, I guess. I don't know. But why air it?
Yeah, it's 1992 match with shoulder tackle spots, pull the tights to throw the guy out of the ring, leg drops, nerve holds. I was waiting for a test of strength.
This card is Raw is rest hold.
Rar.
Raw.
Rar is
South
war.
Africa, it's lions and shit. Raw is rest hold.
Rar.
Perfect.
Rar.
New t-shirt. Well, possible.
That's right.
Say every episode we say like 8 new t-shirts. I make like 1 or 2.
Yeah, we mentioned 13 of them, and maybe one gets made.
To put it to wrestling, it's a lethal lottery, folks. Ooh.
There you go. You never know what you're going to get, like a box of chocolates.
Hey, and we are watching a match with 2 Forrest Gumps.
You never know what the fuck you're going to get. Crush throws Ahmed out of the ring, and D'Lo gets some good kidney shots in.
Oh man, he lays them kicks in. Big.
Sure does. JR sells the shit out of it, and D'Lo is just fucking, oh, he's so good. He's so amazing.
Ahmed gets to his feet, and D'Lo lays in a nice little punch to his face, and he sells it himself. He hits him, pulls it back, and fucking shakes the hand like, Jesus Christ, I think I broke my knuckles.
Looking at the real deal now.
Looking at the real deal now.
They kick your sorry ass out of the streets. So eventually Savio Vega makes his way out to the ring, the aforementioned Savio. Now it's Farouk in his little arm cast, D'Lo and Savio out there. Ahmed goes for a running elbow drop on the ground, and it is the worst attempt I've ever seen. I've seen some bad ones in past weeks from Ahmed by himself. This one, he lands on Crush's head with his hip. It's fucking atrocious.
He's too worried about his tights, man, because I tell you, as far as if we really like laid into the gimmick, every 2 seconds amidst this recap.
Wedgie watch. Wedgie watch.
Wedgie watch. Wedgie watch. I mean, because I give Ahmed this. In South Africa, Ahmed pulls the wedgie out a lot, but boom, like next shot, it's back in his ass. Somebody get this man some new tights.
I really liked the belt choke sleeper false finish right after the sleeper false finish, right after the nerve hold false finish. It was really stellar. I never saw it coming. I thought for sure his hand was going to drop the third time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the black face is going to lose in South Africa against...
Not a chance.
Crush goes for the knee lift.
Yep.
Ahmed rolls with the knee lift, flips over, and goes for the roll up. I mean, I hate to fucking say it, but goddamn, it looked good.
It did look good. It was smooth.
But is it that we were lulled into?
Yeah, it's an exciting spot when Ahmed hits a clean move. If anybody else hit it, we'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was clever."
If it was Owen, it'd be like, "It's a shit finish."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but instead, it's hey, that looks pretty good.
And then we get to follow it up with.
We followed up with Farouk on the mic. He challenges Ahmed to what sounds like a gauntlet match. I can't tell.
I don't know what he's challenging to, because he says, "I don't care if you are in South Africa or in North Africa." See what, like Egypt?
Yeah.
Or back in Timbuktu. Hold up. Back mean like or back would be like back in the United States, or back
in Muncie,
or in North America as some sort. Motherfucking Timbuktu is in Mali. That's Middle East.
I don't think I know where any of these places are.
I'm gonna issue this challenge to you with your charcoal butt.
Farouk's on Wedgie watch.
Oh, like a mother, and that's why he's there. I mean, he's slinged up. He's only there for the wedgie watch.
So Farouk challenges him to some kind of match. He says, "If you can beat Savio, if you can beat Crush, then I know you can't beat me."
Hey, what?
Which I didn't follow. Yeah, no idea. This one was rough.
Psycho Sid, head writer.
We need a t-shirt for that. Sid wrote this. Either way, Farouk challenges Ahmed to an indiscriminate match at an indiscriminate time because they don't put a time or a date on it. And Farouk also says that he will relinquish the nation. That is unfortunately the end of this episode.
Whew.
They do give us a quick recap of what we're going to see at the pay-per-view. We will see Mankind and The Undertaker for the World Championship. We will see Austin versus Bret Hart for a rematch. We will see Bulldog and Owen defend the tag titles against the Legion of Doom. We will see Savio Vega versus Rocky Maivia for the Intercontinental title. And Jesse James will face the Honky Tonk Man's Mystery Man.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, that's going to be the main event, I'm sure. But before we go, Brian, what do you give this episode of Raw?
I give this episode 0 out of 5 Ahmed Johnson responses.
0 out of 5 Ahmed Johnson responses. I'm with it. If he would have just given 0 responses, we'd have been better off.
Well, he never responds to Farouk's challenge.
Oh, no, just like the nation didn't respond a few weeks ago when Ahmed tried to challenge him. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 because Stone Cold said so, pal.
Hey, that's being pretty generous.
Yes. Not a fan of the show. I'm very much looking forward to the pay-per-view, but this was not a good go home. Tune in next show. We will be covering In Your House Revenge of the Taker on April 20th. And I don't know where it's coming from, but you can get it here at the Atomic Dropcast at theatomicdropcast.com. Check us out, folks. You can click on the top of the website and click the subscribe button. Find all of the ways you can listen to the podcast. You can click on subscribe if you so choose on those individuals such as Apple, Android Podcast, Stitcher, TuneIn, and so on and so forth. Check out the Atomic Drop Shop for the newest t-shirts. We're dropping new ones every week. Check out the Facebook and the Twitter for updates often. And get at us, people. For Brian, I am Mikey. And as always, Brian,
Drop some knees. Awesome ass.